X-rated on her. Never hesitated on her. Even though I had to go up elevated on her. Had the trap house, but it got raided on her. But I kept a real player, never traded on her.
Cheers to our new venture, full of love, fun, and laughter.
And shots to tequila.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sarah Juliana.
And your girl Jean Fran.
And you're tuned into Tequila Babies.
Tequila Babies.
Who was you?
I was quick.
I was, right? So we're live every other Friday at 8 p.m.
Yeah, starting back in about 2 months.
Oh yeah, we're about to take a break. This is our final episode for the season, y'all.
Episode 10. We made it to 10 episodes.
But
wow.
when we get back,
who would have thought?
Not me.
Y'all did. I'm just playing. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Please, if you're tuned in, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and send it to all your loved ones.
Yes, they need to see this.
Thank you guys so much for your continued support through this very, very, very amazing season.
Yes.
That was so good.
It was really fun to be here with you guys. So we don't even have no sponsors, but
we don't have a sponsor. We pay for this shit ourselves.
Shout out to us.
Sponsored by Tequila Babies.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by us. But we did have an anonymous donor for our bottle.
We did.
Shout out to him.
Yes. What is the bottle? What was the bottle?
What's that?
It's
Kevin Hart's tequila. What's it called? Grand.
You gonna put it on the bartender, Phil? Thank you so much. This is the bottle.
Our bartender, Kendra.
Hi, bartender.
Check my girl out. She is.
What is the name of your business, Kendra? Dulce's Mixologist Services.
Check her out for your next event. Drinks are wonderful. Tonight we are sipping a tequila lemon drop.
Period. And it's the gold sugar rim for me.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers to 10.
Sorry. But it's real good.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have a special guest with
Without
us.
further ado.
We do have a special guest with us tonight.
Yeah, she is a talk show host on Afro TV, digital creator, ambassador for Talk, Test, Treat, Central Florida, creator of Risky Dinner Convo, and she has a podcast, Talk with Coya.
Coya.
I
got you. Shout out to Coya.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hey, Coya girl.
What's
That thing on her
up?
butt. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You know what happened.
You good. She's struggling a little bit. I know what's up.
Not too much.
Yes. Her tonight.
Coya. Hi. Thank you for coming. We are so excited for this. This is such an important episode.
Sure.
It's definitely things that we need to be talking about in our community. It's going to be serious, but
we can have some fun with
we're
it.
definitely going to have some fun with it.
So without further ado, let's take a shot.
Oh, let's take a shot.
For the name of the episode.
The name is Tequila Shots and Safe Sex.
Yes.
Cheers
to that.
Cheers to that.
Yes. Oof.
Y'all make sure y'all get tested. Seriously.
Yes, please.
Facts.
Okay, Kevin.
Wasn't that bad.
Hey, Kevin.
What
Hart.
we give it on a scale of 1 to 10? What it's working with?
That's a little harsh. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh, is it giving reposado or does it taste more like blanco?
It's
giving repo.
Okay.
A repo taste.
Okay.
I don't know
But
if the white is throwing me off,
but it's giving Blanco effect.
Okay.
and I don't know if it's because I see that it's white.
That white is scary. I ain't gonna lie. When I see a little brown, I'm like, okay.
But when you see the white, you run away, huh?
Yeah.
I give it a good 7 out of 10.
Okay.
In all aspects of life. Let me stop.
I was gone, but I was like, let me chill.
Wow,
Let me
that
not
drink
walk
is
into
really
no
good.
doors that I don't want to.
Hello, I'm not going there.
Right.
I missed that one. Alrighty, so into it. Let's get into some things.
Okay.
So, how did you get into all the things that you do, all of your trades and all of your hats that you wear, specifically educating people about health and wellness?
Ooh, okay. So that's a loaded question because I feel like I do like 50,000 things.
So many things.
So let's specifically go with health and wellness. So as most of you probably know, I was a radio personality. I worked with iHeart for 9 years. So I was a personality kind of doing my thing. and the Florida Department of Health came to me, asked me to do one campaign, and I want to say it was like for National Black Testing Day or National Testing Day, one of them. And we did the campaign, and it did really well. It got like 10,000 views within 24 hours.
Wow.
And that really isn't a lot in the creator space when you think of it. But when you're doing something like talking about sexual health, you're like, oh, wait, y'all are interested in this?
Yeah.
Because it's easy to rack up 10K by being cute and doing a little TikTok, 5 to 7 seconds. But to actually have people interact with this content that was talking about sexual health was like, okay, wow to me. Mm-hmm. So I went back to the Florida Department of Health. And I was like, what if we did like a yearly contract? And even me saying that was kind of like, oh, girl, what does that look like? And do you want to dedicate like that much of your social media to doing sexual health? Like, yes, this one campaign worked, but how do you know it's going to like always work? So there were a lot of thoughts, right? And then I didn't even know if they were going to say yes. So I went to them and I was like, listen, how you feel about a year-long contract? And the supervisor who was in the position was like, in a lot of my calls, they're talking about us having TikTok influencers. So I think this is something that could work. Now, at the time, I only had like 1,000 followers on TikTok. So I'm like, I got to get my TikTok followers up. So like I went hard on TikTok, got them all the way up to the exact number that I was, working with on Instagram. And that made me feel a little bit more confident to go display content on this platform. And yeah, we started with a year contract, and we have had one ever since.
That is so. And how long ago was that?
That was in 2021.
Okay.
So this is my 4th year. So their year's work in July is the end of their year instead of December. So like we're coming up to the end of this fiscal year for them. So I will be going into my 4th year of being the ambassador for the Florida Department of Health.
Yeah, that is
amazing.
because a lot of people like just skip past the health, like.
Yeah.
Where do you get that from? Like just that go-getter like mentality where you just ask for like this yearly thing. Like, is that just from being in the radio or just being a personality? Like, where do you? Because I feel like that's something we need to do.
Yeah.
Like we need that.
Like put us on.
Like just.
But it was just in your heart saying, "Hey, y'all, like I want to do this.
This is something that I'm interested in doing. People need to know this." Or is it just the traction that you got from it so quick?
So in the pandemic, I felt like, we all stopped working. We all stopped doing all the things, right? And I felt so horrible because here I am in my home like, dang, I can't go to the club no more. Like, that was my value. That was what I brought to, like, oh, my gosh, I am so mad I cannot go to the club anymore, And then I felt kind of stupid because it's like, here people are dying in COVID. Here people are struggling to make ends meet, and all you concerned about is you can't go to your hostings in the club, So when I started rebuilding my life after COVID, I was like, God, I want to be attached to something that is purposeful. And like I said, we had done that one campaign. So for me, it was just easier to go to something that I had just done.
Okay.
Versus like, I guess I could have like went to breast cancer, or I could have done something else in the field. But for me, it was like a direct correlation because it was something that I was used to and had already done. I could have went to them and they could have said, okay, no, girl, we'll do another campaign, not a year. But it was like, okay, God put it on my heart to go ask for a year. That was placed on me for a reason, and it's worked.
Yeah, it has, definitely. Because like even when I see your postings like, oh, we're doing, screenings here, I'm like, share. Because somebody need to see this. Yeah. Somebody need to see this. Y'all go get tested, please.
Yes, and you're great about doing that, so thank you.
I don't play that.
She is. She's so good about sharing stuff.
Why is sexual health such a taboo topic, and what should we know more about it?
So I think it's taboo because I think like for most Black people, we don't grow up talking about that. Like our parents never sit us down and have an in-depth conversation about our sexual health. I mean, at most you're going to be told don't get pregnant and don't bring no kids back here. They never told you don't get no STI, don't get HIV.
And it's so embarrassing. I think it's an embarrassing conversation. Yeah. Even just like the beginning of it, even if like you meet somebody and you're like, when's the last time you got tested? It's just like, ugh, why? It's like, why do you want to talk about that? But here, I'll show you my results. Yeah. But it's just like, I don't know. It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, but it's even more embarrassing to come back and tell them that you gave them something or they gave you somebody. Something. Yeah. So I think we have to think about it in that regard. Like, what's more embarrassing? You getting the STI and having to call everybody you slept with and told them? Or would you just be uncomfortable for this 5 minutes of whatever your interaction is going to be and move forward past it,
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Like, how often should people be getting tested?
I say that depends on how active you are and how often you're switching partners. If you're with the same partner, maybe for you it's every 3 months to every 6 months. If you out here hanging and banging and you got a different partner every week, sis, you need to be going to do it a little bit more. Week. You know, and it's a no judge zone. Sex is a thing. People,
sex is a thing, and it's like more and more. Like, you will hop on social media and it's being sold to you. Like, you know, oh, what a hoes, what a nigga that's having this, that, and you want to just, go there and be outside and have fun, but it's not all.
That make you go outside when they say where the hoes at?
Where the hoes at? They be outside. Them niggas be outside.
Yes, it's a fact.
That's sick.
But I mean, personally, I don't really hang out like that. But, you want to be around where the fun is, So, and that does lead, if you're having a good night, you're drunk, you're high, you whatever, you might see a cutie and want to, what's up with you tonight? Like, it happens. Mm-hmm. So, I just want people to be careful. So, if you are hanging and banging like Coya said,
listen.
Every other partner. Careful. Gotta be careful.
Every other partner.
Every partner in that case. Every single one. Because you never know. You know what I mean? Like, just because you got tested 2 weeks ago, if you switch partners.
And even if you're in a marriage, like... Because I remember that Oprah episode. I'll never forget. That lady got HIV because her man was DL. Yeah. And, I mean, granted, she was able to find love and, have a baby and stuff like that. It was just like, you get married, you thinking this is... Oh.
What would y'all do in that scenario? If you're married... If you're married,
that's a crazy situation to be in.
Wow, that just gave me anxiety.
So a lot of people don't know this, but I am certified to test and counsel when it comes to HIV. So a lot of times,
that is so good to know.
Yeah. So when you get on the bus, sometimes you might see me. I might be the one testing you. But I will talk loosely about a scenario where a woman found out that she had HIV and she had gotten it from her husband because she swore that the only person she had ever been with her husband. She was not an African American, but she was a Black person. And so there was a little bit of a language barrier, but all she kept saying was, like, I can't have HIV. I can't have HIV. I've only had sex with my husband. And it wasn't clicking to her in her brain that her husband had given it to her. Goodness. Like, it was that, like, she was delusional almost in a sense, But I mean, hey.
So how do you?
That's because she really cheated, and she was just trying to tell.
Not
she's trying to tell y'all. Look, I swear to God, I didn't do it.
But here's another scenario. I was speaking to a very prominent group of Black women, and at the end of the call, the lady told me, "Oh my gosh, I've been with my husband for 38 years, and we've never gotten tested. We've never even had a conversation about being tested." So, I mean, it happens more often than you think.
Yeah, because you are in a commitment. So you think, hey, there's nothing for me to double cross you. I'm not checking you about it because I trust you. But.
Or that us women, we get our yearly pap smears or whatever the case may be, or yearly testing. And our men, is she clean? I'm clean.
Yes.
That's
what they think.
Yeah.
So with that being said, and that's never the case because one of us can be carrying and the other one
don't have any symptoms or not catching anything.
Correct. And oftentimes men don't display symptoms. The woman is the one who mostly always displays the symptoms.
Interesting. So with that being said, can we look at the stats?
Oh. Yes.
Coya sent us some stats for...
I did, and I think it will shock a lot of people to know in Orange County, but throughout the United States, that a lot of people are living with a lot of things. It's more common than a lot of people think.
So Black women account for 57% of new HIV cases in the United States.
57%.
That's a large number. So let me ask you, as two Black women, how much of a responsibility do you feel to help get that number down?
Like, that's why we have you here. Look,
like we know how important this is. Like, it's something that needs to be talked about. It's like, look, I hate that for us. I hate that for being a Black woman. 57%. That's over half of new cases in United States, the country that I live in. That's insane. That's scary. Yeah.
Like, I don't like it for us at all. But again, like, I want to make sure that I use this platform to make sure that people are. They're aware of the numbers. Yeah, the numbers and, the testing that's available for them. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to make sure they know how to, get a test. They know how to like prevent, like, you know, help prevent it.
Yeah.
Get condoms if you need it. Like, and guys be side-eyeing people, women who have condoms, but I'm going to keep me a condom. I don't care what nobody says.
Amen. Amen. As you should.
I'm going to keep me a condom.
That was a topic.
So, yeah, that is a question we did have. Like, why do you think men have a difficult time with getting tested outside of their partners?
Because they know what they're doing. It's as simple as that. They know what they're doing. And just like the conversation we were having, it's taboo, it feels uncomfortable, it's embarrassing, all the things, right? But they aren't thinking how much more embarrassing it's going to be if you actually get something. If you know you out here hanging and banging, it's going to be a lot more tough to have these kind of conversations, because people would unfortunately rather not know than know. And that's crazy to me, but that's how most men operate. Yeah. And we're finding out that, you know, 57 of black women are accounted for new HIV cases, but the black men aren't even getting tested for us to even know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So it's like the numbers are always going to look crazy for us, but
we're getting tested.
We care more about it than they do.
Correct.
So like it's like not really unfair, because I mean it's all about how.
So what do you say to the people that say, okay, I'll put on a condom, but I still got head, and that's not protected?
Yeah, I mean, that it's the same thing. You not wearing a condom.
Because some people feel like that. Like, okay, we're going to do the other stuff anyway. So we're not protected in that way orally. So we might as well not wear something. Is it safer to just wear something anyway, even though we're doing oral things?
Yes, when you're doing oral, you should be using a condom as well.
So I've never ever used a condom during oral. Like, I'm gonna be real, like,
okay.
I'm like, what? I've never even seen that. So I no, I'm being serious. I wouldn't even know how to. Like,
they have female condoms though.
Yeah, I actually bought y'all some.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've never even seen a female condom.
Oh, great. Yay.
But yeah, so it's just like, are there any videos out there that like can educate us on how to properly use a oral condom, or
where do we find the information? Because obviously we know that there's condoms for women and men. But who's really wearing protection for oral? I mean, I bet nobody is. I don't know anybody personally who is. So what does that look like? I don't know. Like, okay,
that's what I need to see it.
If a male is going down, be like, hold on, let me put on my condom.
So, but it looks exactly how it looks without the condom. Like, you do the exact same thing. There's just a condom there.
Is it like a layer over?
No, it's the same condom.
Is it insert?
So a female condom you would not use for oral. A female condom is something you insert and use so that the male does not have to put on a condom, and that serves as the condom. It was an
insert. Okay,
correct.
So our condom is inserted.
Correct.
Okay.
And then to have oral, you would use a regular condom, and you would do the exact same thing.
Hold on. I gotta see
No,
it.
she's not. There's no way to protect us orally, basically.
There's no way to. Okay, so
when he's getting oral, he needs to wear a condom. I'm not sucking on the front.
Yeah.
I mean, because mouth herpes is a thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Amongst other STIs that you could get in your mouth.
Y'all need to abstain.
It's too much.
Yeah. Trust me, I know.
No, real talk. Everybody needs to abstain until they know their results. We don't need to have sex first and then share results or go get tested.
So
we need to know our results firsthand before you decide to do anything with anybody. Seriously. Like, that's the only way. Because we can't protect everything. We can protect what we can protect. And if you cannot, you need to know your results.
I don't think that's true.
All men always initiate safe sex. No man initiates safe sex with me. I'm going to tell you that on camera. No man has ever initiated safe. I never.
So let me read this one side. It says 1 million STIs are acquired every day worldwide. That means somebody is getting an STI every day.
1 million times a day.
Yeah.
Wow. That is scary numbers. Seriously. We need to take this serious.
Yeah. Almost half the world has herpes. So
half the world?
Yeah. It's a lot more normal and common than you think. It's just it's not plastered on people's forehead walking around, so you don't know. But this is why these type of conversations are imperative to have.
Thank you, God. Thank you, God. I've been a wild girl, and I just thank you.
Not having a wild girl. You're a wild girl.
I just thank God.
But in
Saran wrap for the women.
Don't do that. That's a myth. No.
That's a myth. Oh my gosh.
So in 2021, Black African American people accounted for 40%. So that was all of the new HIV diagnosis. So that's men and women.
Yep, that's men and women.
40%.
So Black people are the highest count when it comes to HIV. And then right under that is Spanish, Latino. But still, Black and brown people are under attack by this virus. Like, it's specifically coming and attacking us.
It's like they're not taking it seriously, like, in a sense, because, like, y'all know these. I mean, I don't want to say they know, but they know that,
a lot of people don't
They know that it's out there, but it's like they're not, realizing the harm that it's really causing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a lot of things, right? It's medical mistrust. Let's be honest. Black and brown people just don't trust.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the medical field. I think it's a lack of health care. A lot of Black and brown people don't have access to health care. I think it's, partners doing things that they shouldn't be doing and us entrusting in them that they're just going to have the moral compass that we have. So it's a loaded question. There's not one specific reason as to why this is attributed to it, but yeah, it still needs to be talked about.
So what's a good way to get the conversation started? Like, you meet somebody you really are into, and you might want to take it there with them. Like, what are some things you can say, or how can you get the conversation started? Like, hey guys,
hey, I'm really feeling you. We've been kicking it for a minute. It might be time to take things to the next level, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't do things like that without seeing, or knowing your status. So do you want to go do this together? Would you like to do it on your own? And then we come back and show each other. But at the end of the day, the conversation should be had, know?
Sure. I can probably count like 2-3 times that someone actually showed me
their results.
So
it's a great feeling.
Yeah, it is.
It's a great feeling to
it
be
makes
able to
you
share
want to
results
take
with
it
people.
there with them. Like,
it's like, wow, you really care about your health. I love that. Have it ready.
And if I was a man, it would make me so much more attracted to you. Like, your stock just went up.
It makes me more attracted to the man, like, because they don't take that shit serious. They don't get tested.
But it is crazy the amount of men who would just go raw, like, would just like attempt to go raw. I'm like, hold on, what are you doing, sir? My name is. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. How you doing? You know what I mean? But it's just like, it's just crazy. Like, they don't ever just stop to think, hold on, let me.
And if he's doing that with you, how many other girls is he doing that with?
I think that's someone else's story. It won't be me. That's true. And it could definitely be you.
And it only takes one time, to Brianna's point. It only takes one time. So who's to say it won't be you that one time? Like, we all in this room can thank God that, because we all been in situations where we didn't, let's be honest. But we all can thank God that it wasn't us in that one time. We may not always be in that situation, you know?
It's true.
What's your current relationship status?
Single.
Period.
Are you dating?
No, I'm not. I'm single till married.
Yeah.
Single till married. So what does that look like? What does that mean? If you're not dating, how will you find your husband?
At this point, he got to be Uber Eats or DoorDash. Because
a wholesome guy, a man that's not in these streets.
It ain't
dropping somebody off. I got your food.
It's getting harder and harder out here. It really is.
It is. I'm not trying to find him in the club, because you find him there. That's where you always gonna be at. So yeah, I'm just ordering Uber Eats and DoorDash. So that's all the men I see at this point in my life.
I felt that. What would your reaction be to someone who tested positive that was trying to pursue you?
Tested positive for STIs
you had that same conversation. Hey, I'm feeling you. We've been kicking it. We're going to take this to the next level. Let's share results. You find out he has XYZ. How do you handle that?
I don't think it changes anything. It depends on what it is, probably. But for instance, HIV, you can be undetectable and still have a partner who is not HIV positive, as long as you are taking your meds every single day as you're supposed to, and you cannot transfer it. That's something a lot of people don't know. It's called U equals U, which means undetectable equals undeniable. So yeah, if it was HIV, I mean, like I said, now we're at the point in life where things have technology, medication has evolved to a point where you cannot transmit it. If it was something that was transmittable, that probably would be a deeper conversation. But long as it was something that was not transmittable and you were taking your meds, I don't think it would change anything.
Yeah, it would change something for me.
Yeah, why? Tell me.
I don't know. I don't know how to. I just would probably not be as turned on. I probably would figure like I got to move too careful. Like I would be in my head too much. I feel like when it was time, not that I would judge or anything because it can happen to anybody. But it's just like I think it would be more so how we deal with it. Yeah, I think it'll be a stressor.
I haven't been in that situation, so you know. I can't say how I would react. It depends on how I am feeling about that person. Mm-hmm. That's how you said, conversations.
Do you think it's because you guys are just a little ignorant as to how it works?
Yeah, definitely.
Probably so.
Like uneducated on how.
So, for sure.
Because I'm gonna be honest. Before I worked in this arena and what I'm doing, I too probably would have answered that way. But now that I've been doing the work and I'm not ignorant anymore, I've educated myself. It's like, oh, okay, so it's just like regular people,
Because, I mean, they go by their lives like regular people, like nothing is stopping them from, being a loving person.
Like I said, I wouldn't judge because, again, it can happen to anyone.
Right.
But I think that it would just be a stressor in the relationship until it's figured out. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know, because I probably would still want to not have sex until it's situated, unless it was something like HIV that doesn't go anywhere and he's being treated for it. But if it was like an STD that you need like a prescription 7 days, like
they said, what's the difference between an STI and an STD?
Same thing. So it's just one is a more updated version, and one's a less updated version. So STI is normally what people say now. STD is what people used to kind of say back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I caught a couple episodes of your podcast. I love it, by the way.
Thank you.
You're great at what you do.
Thank you.
You were talking about something called PrEP. Mm-hmm. Please educate the people on what PrEP is.
Yeah.
So,
So PrEP is pre-exposure prophylaxis, and it is this regimen that you take every single day, and it has a 99.9% of you not contracting HIV. So if you are a person that's out here hanging and banging, and you don't like condoms, it's just not your thing, then PrEP is something that you should probably advocate to be on because it is a security blanket in a sense. You know what I mean?
Anybody just be on it?
Anybody, yep.
Wow.
Any gender, any race, anyone. So, yeah. It's something I like to let people know about just because, again, you need to be aware of what your prevention options are. If this thing is out here attacking Black people specifically, well, we need to educate our people on what they can do to prevent it. And that is something, you know what I mean?
So that's like an alternative for protection.
Correct. It's an alternative for protection if you don't like to use condoms. However, it does not mean that you can't contract an STI. That's specifically HIV.
So it stops HIV.
Correct.
Okay.
So not chlamydia, not
correct.
gonorrhea.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Okay. How can people find like the access to PrEP? Like, is it affordable? Is it something like, hey, doctor?
Yeah, just advocate to your doctor to be on it. There are a lot of places throughout Central Florida that you can get PrEP for free if you don't have insurance or if it's something that...
So this is accessible. Like,
yeah.
People can get it.
It's very accessible. There's a link in my bio. If you click on the Talk Test Treat website, there are multiple avenues to where you can go get PrEP depending on where you live in Central Florida. We have them all over Coya, downtown Orlando, Kissimmee, wherever. There's a whole list of them, about 27, I think, where you can go and get PrEP. But I also want to tell them about PEP, too, because I think this is something, an imperative for especially women to know about. So PEP is post-exposure prophylaxis.
Oh, so after you've
contracted something.
So let's say you have sex with somebody and Sarah call you the next day and she's like, girl, he's HIV positive. Ooh. And you're like, what? Mm-hmm. So then that's when you would go and get PEP. You have a 72-hour window to take this medication, 72 hours. I also think it's imperative for people to know things like this because let's talk about the elephant in the room that we don't like to talk about. What if you get sexually assaulted and you don't know that person's status? You don't know what's going on. But that's something you can go to the hospital and be like, hey, I need to get PEP because this just happened to me. We all have younger sisters or daughters or, things like that. And this is the education we need to equip them with so that when they do get in the world and start hanging and banging, they are, equipped with that knowledge.
Don't talk to me about that.
Yeah, it is.
But it's a real thing. Seriously. seriously. And we do need to have those conversations with our family members, our daughters, just younger girls, because I feel like now we're in our 30s and we still don't know a lot of this information.
Yeah, like a lot of this is new.
So we definitely need to learn this and pass it down to the younger
And what
ones.
you said earlier when you was like, oh, you know, we didn't have those conversations like, oh, this is what, you know, can happen. You can catch
our
STI.
parents didn't talk
like,
to
you know,
us
it
like
was
that.
really don't have sex, don't bring no babies home. And we still did that. We still had sex. We still brought the babies home.
Right.
Yep.
But, you know, like if they would have, you know, told us, hey, get tested, you know, if you're going to do this, you know, do it this way, you know, like those are the type of conversations that I want to make sure I have with my children.
For sure. 100%.
Especially with my boy. I'm not going to play no games with him. Like, be a man.
As you should. And to give our parents grace, like, their parents didn't do it. So they was just doing what was passed down to them. But I think it's up to our generation to stop it and be like, no, we're going to do this. You know?
I think I had kids young, but my daughter and I are very open. Like we can talk about anything. So I love that for us. I have no issues like talking to her about anything. And same, she brings me all of her stuff. So I think I can talk to her about stuff like this. She's 14 now. And I started having sex when I was that young, 14. So it's just like, damn, like she's getting to an age where it may be coming soon. And that's scary.
Yeah.
She's going to high school and it's just like high school was different. So I don't know. We definitely need to have these conversations with our teenagers.
A question for you. Do you know if PrEP can be taken in pregnancy?
So yes, PrEP can be taken in pregnancy, but also I am not advised to give medical advice, especially not to pregnant people. So go to your doctor and have a conversation with him about that. But yeah, that's an option.
That's awesome.
And there's also an injectable form as well. If you're a person who just doesn't like to take pills or it's not your thing, they do have an injectable form. And I don't think you have to do that one as much as taking the pill every day.
If you having regular casual sex with someone, should they get tested often or once is enough?
No, they should get tested often, especially if they're switching partners a lot. Yeah, for sure.
Y'all need to get tested. Seriously, everybody make it a point in your near future to get tested if you have not recently.
Now, do you have any like testings going around soon? Like I know y'all be popping up at like different parks.
Yeah, so we don't have anything yet. National Testing Day is June 27th, so we'll be doing something then. But if you are looking for a place to get tested, you can click the link in my bio. Like I said, we have about 27 to 32 locations there spread out all over Central Florida. You can find somewhere near you to go get tested, and most of the time it's free.
Yeah, and also I know there's a link in your bio as well where they can get the at-home HIV test.
That is awesome.
And I bought you guys some at-home test kits too. So yeah.
Yes. I remember I did a video for the Sisters Organizing to Survive. And it came with all those condoms.
People was like, where you got all these condoms?
Don't worry about that. I gotta protect myself.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But I remember you gave me the at-home test, and I definitely used it because I get my PAPs. I just had my PAP the other day, actually. And of course, I'm always asking, scream me, please. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's going on. I have to know. But you know, like we were saying earlier, it's just like men really just depend on you.
Our results.
I really hate that so bad. I hate it so bad.
Choose better men.
But listen, this is a true story too. I was just in either Houston or Dallas. I think I was in Dallas. And my Uber driver, he's like, what do you do? So I started telling him, and we were talking a little bit. He's like, well, I know I ain't got HIV. And I was like, well, how do you know? He was like, when my son was born, that's how I found out. And I was thrown off for a while. I was like, wait, what?
What's the correlation?
And I was like, oh, he's saying his son was born into the world and was not HIV positive. To him, that's him doing his HIV test that he's supposed to do.
They rely on anybody's results but their own.
Like,
it's wild.
Your son's results? That's crazy.
It's wild.
Crazy as hell.
Yeah.
Okay. So we do
questions and answers.
Okay. So we do have a few people in at the bar.
Hey,
at
friends.
The bar.
Hey,
if
y'all.
you guys have any questions y'all may have, let us know.
Do y'all have any questions for anybody on the stage?
It's a no judge
Do they
zone.
have their mic? Cindy, the mic is there. Is their mic on? Okay.
Jean was saying that she has a daughter that's growing up. How do you start that conversation, like with the younger generation, as them being exposed to so much, and how do you contradict what they're being exposed to like, this is your mom telling you what it really is?
Because sometimes they don't listen to us because we're the mom, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't want us to have fun.
Yeah.
Like, that's how we were.
Yeah, and I think because they are exposed to so much, like, social media is the thing. If you think they haven't seen it, they've seen it.
They've seen
if you think they haven't talked to their friends about it, they have talked to their friends about
That's
it.
crazy.
So it's better for you to get ahead of it before you let social media teach them. Because social media ain't teaching them the right things. As you can see, it's glorified to out here and be a sexy red or, you know, Ice
sure.
What she
Spice.
said the other day, I'm at the doctor's office trying to figure out why my coochie stain.
Girl.
I was like, it was funny.
Why is she famous? I hate that they
It
made her
was funny,
famous.
but
to
like,
this
be
day.
for real. If you're gonna be anything, be for
I
real.
hate that they made that woman.
So you have those kind of people out here that's putting it in their face. I think it's best for it to come from their parents, from their mom, and you can give them the proper education that they need, because again, they're scrolling on social media. A lot of that stuff is not fact checked. You know what I mean? Like, they're just scrolling and seeing the clickbait moment. They're not seeing the actual educational moment.
Yeah.
So I think that's where you as the parent step in and have that educational moment with them and give them the facts.
I'm so naive to what I think she knows, and I'd be so surprised when she knows stuff. I'm like, how do you know that? Like,
I don't put none
where
past
did you
them.
hear
I don't
that?
put none past my daughter.
where did
I
you
already
hear that?
know. I'm
Like,
like,
come on, let's have a conversation. Because do you know what you just said? Like,
Yeah.
like my
calm
son,
down.
that's a different story. Like, I'd be like, but her, like, I already know before she was even in her teens, I see you.
I think it's important to just know what's going on too and be relatable to these kids, because
that's all
you have to-
that you're a safe space.
yeah, we have to really just like get on their level. Something our parents never did. It's like, I'm the parent, you're the child. Which I still have that. I still have that old school in me. I'm the parent, you're the child, but I still relate to her on a lot of things. Like, I know exactly what you're going through. Like, you can talk to me about anything. So
I love that.
yeah. Okay, next question.
I suppose I wanted to ask if you had any information that you might want to share with people about incubation periods in reference to STIs, and how testing results are not always entirely accurate based on the time frame in which you take them.
Okay.
At all?
Oh, ask it again, David, please.
All right, so I wanted to ask about timeframes in reference to incubation periods and STIs, because I think a lot of people may or may not be aware that there are incubation periods that vary for the various STIs that they might encounter, and how they should plan their testing around those incubation periods. Should they be testing twice, before and after, said incubation period? Should they wait until the incubation period passes? What do you think is the best advice?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think he's basically speaking to a few things. One, like, if someone were to call you and be like, hey, we had sex, but I've just tested positive for this STI, then you go and get tested, and then your results come back negative. So your provider, whoever you are doing the testing with, should tell you after you disclose to them that you had sex with someone who was positive, okay, you need to come back in 3 months or however long that is. As far as should you be testing every single time, yeah, you should be testing every single time you get a new partner. But again, that's something that I know a lot of people, when they go get tested, it's a scary situation. You're afraid, all the things. But be honest with them people so they can tell you what you need to hear. You know what I mean? Like, don't go in there with the, okay, well, I got tested.
If you had sex with 5 people in 5 days, tell them people that.
Correct. Because we're not there to judge you. We're here to give you the maximum amount of information so that can be beneficial to you, So, yeah, to your point, if you were to have sex with someone, they told you they got a positive result, you go and you get tested, it's negative, you should go back and get tested within 3 weeks to 3 months, because it doesn't always show up right then. And there have been some cases where, you will get a negative result and then you come back after a little bit and it does end up being positive. Another thing, too, with the at-home test kits, that's something I would like to talk about as well, because it's not going to be as accurate as you going and doing the ones on site. That's going to be a little bit more inaccurate as far as, because it takes 20 minutes. Then, You have to wait a little bit, see what the results are. But if you truly think that you have had sex with someone and they're positive and they told you, the at-home test kit probably wouldn't be the way to go. You need to go get tested in real life, you know.
Okay.
All right.
Armando, you have a question? No question?
Somebody wants to collaborate with you, Coya.
For my midwifery clients, midwifery.
Okay, Brianna, send me a DM.
Yes, look at that. Connections. Oh, yeah, let people know where they can find you. What's
So,
your
yeah, my
Facebook
Facebook and Instagram is Coya, Koiy, 4 A's at the end, and that's for Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
She has lots of resources, guys, and she's constantly
I want to go to one of your events.
Yes.
Like your next event. I want to just put that shit on and I'm just playing.
Yes.
I know. They look so dope.
They
It's
really
like, I
do.
really want to be
They
there.
really
They
do.
look so
Thank you.
good.
I'll
And I be
see
so
you
mad,
invite.
like either work be getting me caught up. Like I'm like, I gotta get there. I get so mad at myself.
Well, thank you. We have our tea party coming up in August, so I'll send y'all both the
Oh,
invite.
please.
Okay,
I
yes,
love a good tea
yes.
party.
All right, so
We're going to play our game, Pass the Tequila. Thank you for that information. Like,
You're
seriously, that was a lot to take in.
It was.
I learned a lot tonight that, I'm going to pass along and I'm going to apply and all the things.
I'm gonna make sure I share your page, let people know where they can find you and your information, because y'all get tested. Like, let's stop all of this madness. It's crazy.
Yeah, the numbers are scary, guys.
It's very.
It's getting spooky out here. So
Especially
please.
for Black and brown people. Like, we are the
Especially us
highest
women.
ones. Women,
Because
too.
we be so delusional about these.
We do.
words.
We do.
We think we found the love of our lives. And
Child
it don't even
cheese.
be the nightmares. It be,
Child cheese. They ain't the love of nobody's life.
we be thinking that.
Not me.
Girl.
Okay.
She love to put on. But we're going to get to pass the tequila. Please
Okay.
pass the tequila. We going to need some shots.
Bartender.
We going to need some shots.
We got a bartender tonight. Who
Yes.
are we? Y'all, this is episode 10. We is doing it big. We got the audience.
Yeah, it's a whole audience. We got a bartender,
got the
the
bartender.
Thank you so
balloon.
much for showing up.
We got
I
serious
love
conversations going on. We got the Coya.
Oh, that's right. I'm happy to be here on the last episode to close it out.
Yes. Because we want to be serious. Although
There
we
are
drink
some
tequila.
shot glasses up there.
They all
Oh,
good.
I'm lying.
You know, we like to drink tequila, so we like to be safe too. We definitely want to be safe.
Yes.
It's the bartender for me.
Pour it up,
Yes.
pour it up to the rim. Pour it up to the rim because I ain't taking the full shot.
Who are we, tequila babies?
Yes. All of it.
Heck no. I'll get it, mama.
All right.
Ooh, that's a big shot.
Oh yeah, I'm a sip. I'm a sip.
Okay.
It's a huge shot.
All right, I'll go first.
Huh?
This is a ratchet question, but pass the tequila. Even y'all,
Y'all got to play too,
if
so
you
get the
had
shots
sex
ready.
with someone or you used a honey pack, I don't know what that is. Never ever used a honey
No.
pack.
I saw it on social media, so that's how I know what it is.
You use this?
No, that's right. See?
I love that for her.
Hold on, wait a minute now. Not the honey pack.
How was it?
They really be promoting that shit on Instagram, like
How
heavily.
was the honey pack? It was different. Okay.
It was a longer.
Oh.
Okay, so he ain't nut quick. Okay.
Sheesh, I'm scared of anything like that. Please.
I love that for her.
Yeah,
I do.
craziness. Okay,
Hey,
never.
get that long stroke.
Y'all don't.
Woo! Pass the tequila if you've ever dated someone only because you heard they got money. Guys be doing that these days.
What's considered dating someone?
You did it, Sarah. You need to take that shit.
What's considered dating
You need to
someone though?
take that
Because
shot.
if we're being honest, I
Okay,
didn't date
Mama.
none of y'all. I wasn't intentional with none of y'all.
Dating would what
Absolutely.
technically mean going on dates.
Oh, he said he dates up. I'm telling you, men be doing that these days.
Oh, men
They
do
like,
that? Okay. I thought that was a women
You
thing.
took your
but-
shot,
Right?
Amanda?
Okay.
You took a shot?
he definitely did.
Okay.
Okay.
Period, date up. I'm telling y'all,
Shout
these
out
new
to
men
us.
is different. These new men is different. Give me an old head, please.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Okay, pass the tequila if you've been married or engaged. I just want me to drink.
I know you've been engaged.
That's why
David.
you filled yours up to the rim.
David,
Huh?
I know you've been engaged.
Look, I said, let me take
David,
you
actually,
back.
you're engaged right now. I'm just playing.
Like marriage, the idea that makes me sick.
Oh. Oh, wow. He said that with his chest.
Hello.
Do y'all know who this is? Do y'all know who David is?
He said that with his chest.
He was supposed to be our 7th episode guest. Six. You sure? Oh, we were 7. And he is non-monogamous. I wish we could really get him onto this. You want to just go another hour and get David on here? We could do David episode tonight.
Chill.
I mean, it's not 10.
It's not about me. It's not about me.
It's 10.
We could.
It's episode 10, yo. But and this would be a good.
Let's talk about it. The way he lives right here.
The way he lives.
He's like, I am not here for this.
Because, you know, he lived his life on
The way he lives his
out
life.
here, Coya, like you said, hanging and banging.
Oh, okay. You be hanging and banging.
This is
Okay.
amazing.
Okay.
So are you getting tested is the question. Oh, you know what?
Give him a mic. Hold on. Let's set
finish,
him up.
Let's finish the game, though.
Mike's at the table. Come closer to me, Papa. Or can you not move? Come closer to me.
Lift the chair up, baby.
A little bit closer. There we go.
Yeah.
So we can get your mic. Because this right here,
Let's
an
finish. We're
advocate
gonna
for
finish the game,
safe
though.
sex, someone who does not believe in safe sex. Excuse me. Okay, sorry.
Dang.
Let's not say that. He just out here having multiple partners. at
Okay.
once.
That's true.
No judge zone.
That's true.
What's to judge?
It's
All
no
right.
judge. Okay, let's finish past the tequila.
Okay.
Sheesh.
We'll go.
Hi,
Is that
David.
okay with you, Phil?
Yeah, David.
Is Bradley them going? Or is no.
We're good. Okay. Pass the tequila if you've ever had sex on the first date. Sheesh. Why, guys? Why? Cindy, you've never? I love that for you.
Hello.
Dog.
I love that for you. That is not a cool thing.
I
to
do love that for you.
You ever been on a good date?
No, I'm so serious. I
My
wish
fault.
that was me. No, I hate that I had to take a shot.
I really hate that too. But you know, it is what it is. You live, you learn, you do better.
Facts.
All
Never
right.
again. Go
Pass
ahead.
the tequila if you fake cried in an argument. All
Pick it
fucking
up.
time.
I just know you have. Fake cry, real cry. I know you have.
Hello, I'm crying. Somebody crying, and it's me.
That's a shame that I'm such a crier like that.
No, it's okay.
I hate that. Okay. Pass the tequila if you've ever had sex with someone 10 years older than you. 10?
That last one's still going down my throat.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure it
I don't know.
I never did 10.
I think
Well,
I
I don't know. I think this one guy's lying about his age. I'm not sure.
If you had to think that he was possibly lying about it, he was lying about it.
Coya, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
He was lying.
Just take that shot.
Men do that without shame.
Like,
Well, yeah, they
have you
will.
ever lied about your age?
Not me, never, but I got homies that advocated readily. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what
you
is
should.
that about?
Because they think that women like men older, but only a certain amount older, or like you can be in a totally different phase of your life. So if I'm 33. If I go to a bar and I meet a 22-year-old girl, I don't think that's weird. But some of my homies,
11 years, that's a little weird. But
That's not that weird.
I'm just saying.
22, 33,
But let's just talk
You're
about
right.
it. I don't feel like it's weird.
Yeah.
But I have friends who do, and
Yeah.
they feel like I got to tell her, especially if I could pull it off. I'm 25.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's borderline a crime.
Yeah. Dead ass.
Like,
Should
dead
be.
ass.
No, dead ass.
Should be.
Stop
Oh, that's
lying.
crazy.
Stop
Should be.
lying.
That's a
Lying
wild
about
thing to
your
do.
age.
A lot
People
of
just need
niggas
to
do
stop
that.
lying. People need to get tested. People just need to live in their truth.
Amen.
Please live in your truth.
Seriously. Well, that wraps up past the
Oh, that was
tequila.
easy.
That was easy.
Easy
It
work.
wasn't-
Easy
Wasn't too
work.
bad. Wasn't too bad.
It wasn't.
So let's get into you.
Oh, shit.
Well, okay, and then at the end we'll do a dating tip from the both of them.
Yeah, I love
This
that.
is kind of like a.
Yin
This
yang.
not
It's
even
a
yin
battle.
yang.
I don't think so.
This is
Total
a battle.
opposites.
This
It's
is a
total
battle.
opposites. It's hey, but I'm over here.
I forgot.
I'm
You
right
are
here.
put up. You
I'm
said
Team
just celibate,
Coya.
right?
I'm over
Or
here.
you just
said
not
that?
dating?
No, I said I wasn't dating.
Aha. Okay.
But I am celibate.
No, I'm not celibate.
I said I am.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I love that.
I thought you were saying you just don't date, but you're not celibate. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be.
What would have been the difference though?
What would have
At
been the
this
difference?
point.
Yeah.
You could not be going on dates and still be fucking.
You can or you cannot.
Absolutely, you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you gonna take me on a date if we having sex. So
Honestly and truly.
that don't. So I get maybe in your world that may exist, but in mine it's like
It don't make
I mean,
sense.
the
It
needs
don't
are
make
different.
sense.
There's an emotional need that's met through dating, and there's a physical need that's met through sex. So I mean, they don't always have to align.
But the two go hand in hand for me.
For you,
Yeah.
that's cool. So I asked you that question so I could find that out about you.
Yeah.
I feel tension. I don't know. Maybe this might
This
not be.
is just two different lifestyles. And the thing about it is, your life is your life. You know, you live your life how you see fit for you.
So, as somebody who is non-monogamous,
Mm-hmm.
how
But we
often,
gotta be safe. Everybody just
how
gotta
often
be safe.
are you getting tested?
I'm really not like, I think my ideologies about dating have forced me to be very different than most men and most people in the way that I interact with people. So me personally, again, all that stuff you said about men, especially straight men, not testing, relying on other people's results, etc. This is my friend group. Me, I get tested regularly.
When the last time you got tested?
Whenever I had a new partner.
When was the last
Few
time?
months
you
ago.
Okay, so
I try to do quarterly testing. If there's no changes in my partners, if there are changes in my partners, I'll do it because of that partner or like as necessary. If they feel like there's anything different, if I feel like there's anything different, if the circumstance wasn't something where we built a rapport enough to where I even get a sense of the person, that's going to, of course, cause more concern than somebody that I feel like I know well enough to have a level of trust built where they would just tell me. And I think I'm a very non-judgmental person, so I try to make it so that people do feel safe to tell me things. And a lot of the way that I do that is by offering information readily. So I'll pull up my test results and be like, check it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can't force that person to take a test. And if I'm being honest, there's times where the mood doesn't present that opportunity.
So what do you do in that situation? You just go for
I
it?
fuck. You feel me? But then at the same time, I'm gonna go get tested though. Because the thing is that no matter what the person tells you, you still should get tested for yourself. Yeah, exactly. So I think that as an adult, being willing to take that risk is my choice, but I'm gonna go, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go check the stats after.
You're gonna catch that nut first and then think about it later.
But I'm not saying it's like, if I really feel like this person, and
but what does that look like? You know what I'm saying?
Or feel like.
Or like, it doesn't look like anything. It doesn't feel like anything.
No, you're absolutely right. But there's people like, for example, I really don't want to be blanketed in the statement, but like, let's just say that I involve myself with someone who is a dancer, or maybe they do some type of sex work, period.
Okay.
Not saying that makes someone more promiscuous, not saying it makes them more dirty. I'm just saying that if that's their line of work and they encounter, like, for example, I have friends who do porn, you know what I'm saying? They're adult film stars. They catch shit. It happens, even though they're all supposed to be tested.
Insane.
Because of incubation periods, because of this, because of that. So I'm just saying, if someone was, for example,
That's a nasty life.
don't do that. Don't do
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm sorry.
If someone,
It's just not for me.
But
No,
yeah,
it's not
that's
for you.
crazy. That's crazy.
So I'm just saying, like, you could be with somebody and then, you know, like maybe then I'd be like, you know what? I need to make sure that in this scenario with a high volume of sex and different partners and whatever, that we do the testing beforehand. And if it's someone I'm courting, we have time for the testing to happen. But if I meet someone out on a night out, I'm not going to not explore whatever the potential is for enjoyment with that person in the moment based off of the inability.
That's no self-control.
That's
That's what it sounds like.
That's no self-control.
That's what it sounds
That's
like.
not a lack of
Coya,
self-control.
What are your thoughts right now?
Well, one, I would like to say with the work that I do and the experience that I have, I think that sex workers take care of themselves more than average people.
I agree.
Yeah.
So
in most
I like
cases.
that. I like that.
So
I like that.
it's interesting
Yeah,
that you say
true,
if the person is a sex worker, you'll take more precaution. But in my opinion, with my experience, they be the ones that's straight. It's the ones that's not doing the sex work that you have to worry about more.
No, I agree with you, which is why I said they usually go get tested, but still somehow within the industry, people do contract STDs.
Right.
And the part of it that's different is they fuck more than other people. So whether or not
That's subjective.
Oh,
I don't think so.
That's
true.
subjective.
No, that's subjective.
It's some hoes out
That's
here.
very subjective.
That's
very subjective. You're crazy if you think that.
Anybody
you see it. That's why you think that.
Do y'all know porn stars personally? Any of you?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't.
So me personally, one of my close friends is someone who's done like 5,000-6,000 scenes. He fucks multiple women multiple times during a week. He has more sex than most people have sex.
Oh my god.
That's the reality of it.
That
with
just
more
sounds
partners.
so
But I hate to break it to you, most men are doing the same thing.
The
In
same
You know what's
real
funny?
life, that
You know what's
are
funny
not
about
sex
that?
workers
That
or
most
porn.
men thing that's for lack of better terminology, I would go to say that when you say most, that's a strong word, right?
But that's, go ahead.
I would just say that most men can't even get women like that.
Yeah.
So we're talking about like there's a very small percentage of men that are attracting these women where they can go and exchange multiple partners per week. Most niggas are trying to get a girl to notice them. So when we say that, we're talking about high level men, attractive men.
But your perspective is only geared towards your reality, so that's why you think that. I work in an industry where I'm interviewing big stars all the time. I see it go down multiple times, so you can't tell me it doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
Depends on where
But because your perspective is that's for you and your surroundings, that's why you think that way. I'm telling you, as someone who's out here doing the work, baby, they hanging and banging often, most. Not some, most.
All right. I mean, I guess that's your experience as someone who works in that industry, but my experience is still valid as a human being.
For sure.
Who's a male who talks to other males in personal settings and women and et cetera, et cetera.
So are you talking to your homeboys? Are you telling them, hey, go get tested? Hey, y'all need to stop?
I don't tell them nothing. I tell them what I do.
Why not?
Because people are grown. Like
we are grown, but we still have a responsibility as individuals.
My only
to,
responsibility
make sure that
is to myself, to my family, to my partners, and
it could be your partner. You know what I mean?
I think the best way, me personally, because y'all are asking me, I think the best way is to lead by example. I do what I do. Other people can follow suit. I make the information available about what I do. I make the information available about how I do it. If you want to do it, you would, because I found the information the same way that anybody else does. You ask, you research, you whatever. It's not important for most people, like you said. It's just not.
But I think as you saying these are all the things that you do, and it sounds like you're on track to doing the right things, you should feel somewhat of a responsibility to be like, hey guys, this is what, I'm not saying be preachy, but I think every now and then if you throw something like that in the group chat, or if you make it part of the conversation, whatever conversation that you're having.
I promise I don't. I really don't have a lot of friends.
Well, whatever setting you're in, talking to these other individuals, I think that people like you will help these numbers come down. Like, you should feel somewhat of a responsibility just being an African-American male hearing these stats, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
If you love black women, you would make sure. Would make sure.
I mean, I hear y'all.
No, it's not about hearing us. Oh. It's about making sure you do your part to make sure that we're protected, because you came from a black woman, okay? You came from a woman that is black, okay?
All right, I feel you.
So make sure you treat us, and then you have a daughter.
I have a daughter.
Exactly. So and she's black at this point.
At this point,
I'm not sure what that means, but
I don't know what it means.
At this point, she's black because you black.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
is she mixed? Maybe
she is.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I didn't want to say that, but
oh, okay.
She didn't want to say it, but she was like, at this point,
for context purposes,
for me, it's the balance for me. This is the conversation.
You gotta make sure that
my daughter's also an infant.
She's an infant, but
this society
time doesn't wait for no one.
By the time she gets
time doesn't wait for anyone. Like, I just had a baby. Look, I just had a baby. That's what it feels like. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it goes so fast.
Quickly.
So you got to make sure you are doing your part. You got to make sure that she knows, like we were saying earlier, have those conversations. So, you have to get
But see, the thing is that I think that you guys are treating what I'm saying as an opposition to what you're saying. I'm just talking about how I live my life. I personally can't make it my responsibility to do these things for other people past the point where I'm doing it. I'm not in that industry. I'm not looking to do nothing, honestly. And again, I'm very open. I'm sitting here on your podcast just talking about my personal business. So I don't mind telling anybody what I do, but I promise I'm not going to preach it. And I don't have that many people in my circle to whom I can even preach it to.
Okay, the thing is, like, the way you live your life is non-monogamous. Is that what we call it?
Sure, we could call it that.
Mm-hmm. So meaning just like you don't want
But he's not closed off to the ideal of having one person.
So, I don't know what he closed off to.
I've had conversations with him before.
So
is that true?
Yeah, that is true. But so for me, I think the way that this started for me, which I try to explain to people, is that it's explorative, right? Like we're told one thing is the way. We sometimes see an example of that if we're lucky, 2-parent household, whatever it might be. I didn't have that personally, so I think that when you already are removed without a choice from tradition, then you start exploring alternatives to tradition.
Okay, you just said marriage repulses you. Like
it does.
The idea of it, okay?
It does.
Why does it make you do that?
I mean,
I'm confused.
It depends how deep you guys want to get, but on the base level, I feel like contractually it's not a cool thing. I don't believe in aligning my personal, feelings for somebody and love or whatever with a contract.
Do you
I just
believe
don't
in a
believe in
life
that.
partner, someone you're with?
A life partner is cool. I hope that honestly, in my head, any partner that I have sexually, I would hope could become a lifelong connection or friend, no matter how much that relationship changes throughout the process.
I hate when you say that.
If I had one person that I could spend it with who made me happy, where I didn't feel like I needed to go anywhere else for emotional reasons, for sexual reasons, for whatever, I think anyone would be willing to be monogamous under those pretenses. The problem is that a lot of the time, the person who pleases us sexually is not the person who we have good conversations with, is not the person we enjoy traveling with, is not the person we like reading.
Not to cut you off, but hold on. I read this recently, and it said for men, the woman who turns them on the most sexually turns them off the most in every other aspect outside of sex.
I don't think we can.
I don't know.
Hold on.
Generalize.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. We got another male in the house.
I want to ask all the males, but I just want the women to pay attention real quick. Listen to what I said. The woman who turns him on the most sexually turns him off the most in every other aspect outside of sex. So I think that's why a lot of times men cheat on their wives. This is just my own personal view. Like, the wife has all the aspects that's whatever that he needs to lock in, to be tied with, to do life with, whatever the case. She handles up. She does XYZ.
She makes money.
She's a great partner.
She's wholesome.
So.
That's absolutely true.
Oh yeah, go ahead. So
I don't think so. Do you think so?
But on the other end, she may not turn him on the most sexually, which is why he goes out and has slutty sex with a slut and pay for it.
Some men limit themselves actually with the things they'll do with a wife and girlfriend, not even because of the woman, because they don't want to view her that way. There's men who are like, I don't want my wife to get on her knees and suck my dick.
I've never met that kind of man.
I have.
They want you to preach.
If you watch other podcasts, there's people who talk about this.
You want to preach this shit, but you don't want to preach. Go get tested. That's crazy.
I'm not preaching nothing. I'm not preaching nothing. I'm just saying that.
Let me tell y'all, I wanted to give David this opportunity so bad because he wants the people to know, okay? There is another way to live your life.
Armando, because I know you are a follower of the Christ.
Damn.
Of the Christ. How do you feel? You hearing him talk about
okay,
non-monogamous?
I'm not gonna be mad.
It's just a conversation. It's just a conversation.
Just different strokes for different folks. That's how I see it. Like me, I wouldn't even have sex with a woman until after 3 months of dealing with her.
Period.
You know what I mean? I'm real picky like that. You know what
3
I mean?
months?
So,
That's crazy. I've never heard that from a man, and I love that. I love that you said that. It makes me look at you differently. Go ahead.
I just like to, give both of us time. You know what I mean? And like I said, I just really want to learn the woman before I go there. You know what I mean?
That's respectable as well.
100%.
Niggas be wanting to fuck you first quarter.
Off the dribble.
Not every woman is. Not every person is meant for more than
Hi,
that.
my name is.
With no protection. They want to
Yeah,
fuck you
so
the
that's
first
where I'm
night
at.
with no protection. It's insane and
Your
scary.
wife can be your biggest slut.
She could.
Exactly.
She
That's what I'm
could.
saying.
She could not, though.
That's me.
Hello.
I'm a wife and the other one.
So that's why I don't think that's
but
true.
only for my husband.
That's why I don't think that's true, because baby, I'm all you need in one.
That's convenient for you though.
Very, because I'm a Virgo.
But I like what Armando said, because
Yeah, my boyfriend tells me that he won't.
He don't want
me on.
See, I'm just saying this is a real
Wow,
thing.
I've never heard that
people
before.
really
For
don't.
my man, I'm gonna be on whatever.
Yeah, I've never heard that
I'll be
before.
handicapped.
Don't do
But
that.
my man, I'm just.
Don't do that, Phil.
So for the my God, that's crazy. I heard a guy tell me that, like, he don't want me. He don't want me giving him head.
I would love him.
I've never met a man like that.
There are limits. Like there's some things they don't want to do. They don't even want to see you after.
Yeah,
like, they just want it
niggas
done.
love head. I don't think that's possible.
But we just talking about head. We could get deeper. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
How deep you want to get, David? I'm confused.
Go for it.
No, I'm just saying. So like, for example, like let's just say a man want to get his ass ate. He might not want a girl that he sees and kisses and deal with and raise his kids to do that shit for him at all. You know? But it don't mean he don't want to do it. So I'm just saying, like, there's really sexual needs that exist outside of a relationship structure. And like,
hold on, I want to speak to that because I think this is how we get to the down low man conversation, right?
Let's talk about it because that's a conversation in itself.
Well, I don't want to touch too much, but I'm gonna actually agree with you on this. This is why we get to those type of situations because women, I identify as a black woman, so I'm gonna say black women. The way we make people feel about the things that they're into can possibly turn you to feel like you need to get satisfied elsewhere, and that's why oftentimes you will bring back home STIs, HIV, and other things to your partner. But men are not having those
conversations about what they like.
So this is why I was going. But I think that's to your point, and then also to what you were saying. This is why it's imperative to have these conversations. I don't care if you don't want to look at her that way. That's your person. You should be able to have all these kind of conversations. But feeling the need to step out and be satisfied elsewhere and possibly bring back God knows what. That's easier to you? That's crazy to me.
I don't agree, but that's
not
why,
you. But I'm just saying.
But the fact that
I'm in agreement with you.
And I thought about it, and I'm like,
what book was this?
It's a book that I'm reading.
Like, how you read?
She ain't telling me this. You know, I talk to this girl every day.
Remember I tweeted about it? You was like, what book? Like, stop asking me what book I'm reading.
This dude, he caping for the women. So listen, bro, I feel you, but I'm just saying, like.
So what if her fave dude give her better back shots?
Better back shots than her husband can't.
I'm not fucking nobody besides my husband.
But again, if you are able to communicate with your partner, it doesn't even matter if you don't view yourself as non-monogamous. You can say...
They say you tripping now with that booty eating.
you like your ass ate, David?
It was an example.
You like your ass ate? Have you ever had it?
Yeah, definitely.
We can't shame people's kinks now.
That's too much, Sarah.
No, I don't care. Bro,
you don't care.
No, I don't care.
Just chill.
I'm not saying,
that's
like,
too personal.
No,
it's not. It's not something that like I'll go out of my way and ask for. But like,
men do like it, and let's be honest, like
it's not even about. It's not even about
that.
That's
not nothing we need to know.
I think so much about sex is mental, and it's about like.
Got one.
Oh, sorry.
So much of sex is mental, so sometimes it's more like, yo, what this person will do to me or for me. That could be a turn on more than whatever the act is, in fact, especially if it's taboo. We all like forbiddenness, I think. There's something to that as well. I think that's why a lot of people do cheat instead of having conversations, because they actually get high on the forbiddenness of whatever activity that they're doing. And I think even when you can do something with a partner, that partner, it's so routine, it's so regular, it's so normal, and you want something to not be that.
That's why wives be giving them men's threesomes and stuff. Like, you niggas is never satisfied. Y'all need to just be satisfied with your one woman.
But see, again, here we are. This is now becoming discriminatory.
I have been,
I have been too.
Most definitely.
I'm just saying people should be able to decide what satisfies them instead of you telling me I should be satisfied with you. People should be able to say, I'm not satisfied. And you should be able to say, okay, what do we need to do to get you to a point where you are? Now we have a discussion about what it is that satisfies you.
Yeah, but you do that within your relationship.
Am I willing to do it, or am I willing to allow someone else to do it?
So you gotta
Because you can't prevent the person from seeking the satisfaction.
Oh my gosh, that is too
But I think the conversations aren't being had, and that is the problem.
And these men are not being honest.
Most people aren't.
You'll sit down and be like, hey, baby, tell me everything you want from me. Tell me what you like. Tell me.
Thank you.
And they'll be very blank and not
but
tell you
one conversation,
and then go find that shit somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, from experience, it's like you can give the nigga the world everything he wants. You can give the nigga everything he wants.
Sit back
one
up.
conversation
because I even put I'll be honest, like, in my past I done gave a nigga threesomes. I done did all that stuff. Like,
never.
It's something I did because I'm like, one, I wanted to feel it too, but it was more so like, okay, let's see how we all can connect. Let's see how, I want to see how she does, do you, like, let me see how,
That's too much for me.
But it's kind of like, that stuff don't even be enough because they'll still find a way to get something else from somebody else. Like, I don't think it's,
what is your
you're
part
not
in
satisfied.
that?
It's not about you not satisfying them. It's about what they want. It's about they want to try other bitches. And but that's what they need to be honest about. And a lot of men are not honest about that. But now,
like I said, this is where it comes in. One conversation can't outweigh a lifetime of conditioning and stigma.
Yes, it fucking can. You better be honest with me from the jump. Like,
it actually can. But see, all this behavior is cute, but that's why somebody's not going to talk to you.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm just saying though, but how do you expect someone to be honest if this is the attitude?
But the thing is, if I give you that, if I'm vulnerable and I'm like, hey baby, what are you into? Like, if I'm asking you, what is it that turns you on, and you're not being real with me, then that's gonna be an issue.
It is an issue, but why do you think it's all about you? Why can't it be about, like, we're 30 something? There could be 30 years of, like,
it's not about me. I'm obviously asking about you.
No. I'm talking about in the situation with your partner.
But I'm just
it
saying,
may not be about you why they're uncomfortable. It may not be.
I'm asking, what do you like? What is it that turns you on?
And he might still be shameful to tell you what that is.
Then that has nothing to do with me.
Or
it's all about him.
Precisely what I'm saying. It is about him. So you can't make him comfortable. He has to be comfortable. It doesn't matter what you say. If he's not
in their skin, let's talk about it.
Some people are not. Some people are not comfortable with what they like. Some people feel like, okay, if I tell a woman this, she's going to react this way because this has been my experience. If I tell a black woman this, some people...
So basically you're saying past traumas shapes people's reality on how they give you the information.
Everything.
So I'm going to actually speak to that too. I had a dinner party in Orlando about a year ago, and a girl talked about how, she was seeing a guy and he was like, oh, I've never been tested before. And he was well in his 30s. What? And she said she went off. She was like, what you mean? You 30-something years old. You never been tested. Da, 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 da. And she said she stopped herself mid-argument and was like, oh, my God, I'm the problem. I'm becoming, the problem. So she had to rein
it in.
Yeah, because, and it is a natural reaction. Like, you're having a natural reaction right now. But I do think there's some validity in that. Past traumas will shape how you give the information to people.
And we as black people, we do this thing where everything becomes a joke. And we be real, we roast each other and we have our funny attitudes and whatever. But that shit makes it more difficult for black people. That's why this is a larger conversation. Psychology-wise, therapy, all these things is difficult for black people to do this because of the way we operate culturally. So I'm just saying, we need to be able to look at the way other people do things, other races, other countries, other whatever.
Yeah, because the way you just snapped was unnecessary.
No. But it came from a real place. It came from a real place.
It's my trauma.
Yeah.
But it is, though. You know what I'm saying? It is, though.
It's my trauma, y'all. And again, I'm healing. I'm still healing. And tequila got the best of me. But it's okay.
But see, again.
I still love him.
Let that dead weight go,
give that grace to everyone else, because everyone else has traumas that they're healing from currently as well. That's it.
Yeah.
We should be more understanding of people. And I think sex is such an interesting language and such a personal thing.
Because you do sex with no emotions. Or do you have emotions?
That's not true either. I can have sex with no emotions, but I aim to have sex with emotion. Just because, so this is...
Why is that funny? Why is that funny?
I'm just saying.
Please have emotion when you have sex with me. Please do not have sex with me without any emotion, because that is crazy. Like, that is like near death.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think your past traumas have shaped a lot of your views?
Please say yes.
Okay.
Okay, because that's the only answer.
I'm sure of it. I think on a base level, just like the regular shit, parents getting divorced, right? That changes people. Mm-hmm. We don't want to admit how it changes people, but it does. Another big thing.
Your parents got divorced?
My parents got divorced.
Okay, so
how old were you?
How did it affect you?
I was 10. So old enough to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, old enough to know, young enough for it to really still affect me.
Yeah.
That perfect time.
Divorce really affects children.
It really affects children. Woo! And it depends on the way it happens. And without airing out my family's dirty laundry, the way it happens can make it much more traumatic. Just like a death. If someone passes away, they're old, they pass away at home, that death is traumatic, but it's different than if your young friend gets murdered, dies in a car crash. So I'm just saying.
Life is crazy.
Really
is. Life is too much sometimes. Jeez.
So I understand what my traumas are. I understand how they affect me. That doesn't mean that I don't still have to navigate in real time.
Koya, do you understand your traumas and how it affects you?
Yeah, but I think I've worked all mine out. I've definitely done the work, in my opinion, to heal and be in a better place.
You've done therapy?
Yeah.
I need to.
Jean,
I
do
really
you feel like you worked your trauma out?
I need therapy. I'm doing a lot of...
Yeah, I've thought about it. I don't want to say I'm not interested. I haven't.
Interested in? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Therapy.
Okay.
So you never done it?
No, I haven't. I haven't been to therapy actually. No.
You need it.
Therapy.
Let's do it, David.
Yeah, I've thought about it. I don't want to say. I mean, there's things that make me uncomfortable about it, but it's not something I wouldn't ever do, and it's something that I gear myself towards being more comfortable with day by day. And also, I think that when you go to therapy, you need to have an end game. You need to know what you're trying to accomplish through that
I think
therapy.
that the therapist will actually guide you through that. And
I
that's
think
the
if
point of
therapy
going
works-
through the
That didn't work for you?
But
therapy,
if therapy
so they
works-
can
No,
guide
'cause
you
I've been
through.
I've been to
I
therapy
agree.
like a couple
You know what
times.
I'm
I went once and it was not a good experience.
Well,
My
maybe
thing
the
is,
therapist
do
you
have to
went
have
to.
an end goal.
And
You
that-
have to have
that's the
something.
thing.
You gotta shop
That's the thing that's so
around.
difficult about it.
You
do
gotta
have to
date
shop
your
around.
therapist.
Yes,
How
you do.
exhausting is that for the average person to have
That
to
is
then
exhausting.
go and
Wait,
share?
Especially
But how
a black
exhausting
person.
is you to keep flipping
To
partners
keep-
all the
right.
time? It's
That's
the same
exhausting
thing.
too.
Is
But
that
you
exhausting
feel
for
like,
who?
go on
But
and talk
you're
about
getting
it.
the
Both
instant
sides.
gratification, which is the sex right
Woo,
then.
talk about
But the
Coya,
instant
talk
gratification
about
you're
both,
going to get is the
okay?
healing. So look at it in that aspect.
But
Because
I
I know
think,
that is a
That's
lot.
a fact,
'Cause
Coya.
you're tying yourself to people.
Yeah.
but I think people also
you
have
just
to.
said you want to have a lifelong connection with everyone you've ever shared like sex
That's
with.
crazy. You
Like,
connected. Do you understand? You are.
I
you
love
are.
being attacked like that.
No, you're not being attacked. I'm
No,
just saying.
I'm teasing. It doesn't bother me. I was ready for all this.
Remember, I told you
entering
that.
someone.
Yeah.
You're entering someone. So you're like.
It's more important for you than it's different for you than it is for me. That's all I can
That's
say.
a fact
Men,
too.
yeah,
It is.
men
That's a fact,
definitely
too.
don't
It's different
look
for you
at it
than
like
it is for me.
that.
That's a fact.
It's totally
I
different.
hate
Just as a man, but as
Sometimes I
me,
hate
it's
men.
different.
Sometimes I hate
Do you
men.
think if you were to work out some of your traumas or just therapy or whatever, do you think that your viewpoints and your perspective would be a lot different?
As an intelligent person, I think that anything can change. So just the idea, of course, if I work through something, whatever that something
can't wait
is,
for you to go to
that I'm not
therapy.
even sure what it is, but if I can pinpoint that and I work through it, it might change it. But the other thing is that I don't want people to look at this as damage. This is a choice.
No, not saying that
this
anything
a
is
choice.
damage. Yeah.
People who are polyamorous and non-monogamous
Sure,
and in
sorry.
alternative relationships, it's not always because they're damaged. Or sometimes it's the damage that opens your eyes to other to other perspectives. So I don't want people to think that I'm looking to go be healed from my polyamory or from not. That's not true. That's not how I feel at all. And
But
if
you
I'm
still have trauma, so you need to do therapy anyways, because you don't know what is gonna change.
Well, I think I
I'm
was
just
just
saying,
coming
Papa.
from the place of evolution is a thing from any individual, not necessarily that it's damaged goods. But let's just be honest, we all grow as individuals. My goal is to evolve. So naturally, evolution is a thing. So that's why I asked. Not to say that you are
Absolutely.
damaged goods.
But I also believe I can evolve without therapy.
Yeah.
I have. It's not even a question. I
Sure,
have.
but
That's
there'll
true.
be
I've
a
evolved
cap
without
that you
therapy
hit.
too. Yeah,
So
but
Do you think so?
it's
You think there's a
harder
cap?
though. I don't know.
There will forever
I don't
be
believe that.
But
You
take
can't
therapy
evolve.
out of the equation.
You can't evolve without
Working out
therapy.
your trauma. No,
I have.
let's take therapy because therapy. I think we think about therapy as just talking to a therapist. Therapy can be more things. So if you work out
It's
any
the actual
traumatic
healing,
things
yeah.
through whatever that is,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be. Yeah, there's always going to be a cap if you don't. Yeah, 1,000%.
Okay, well then, yeah, as long as we're talking about self-therapy, group therapy.
Take therapy
things like
out of
that.
it. Self-evolution.
Right, but
Let's
I
call
mean,
it
like,
that.
for example, some people, they take ayahuasca. That's their therapy.
I don't.
But you don't
yeah,
just do
no,
that just
I
to
don't
do
think
it.
so.
I think
No,
But see,
I
that's
don't
what I'm
believe
saying.
I
that.
feel like people. Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
not
people who do
therapy.
that, they know what they want. They know what they want.
But some people do believe that, and they pay for it, and
Sure.
they go to
But
people
shamans.
are
and
not
People
do
also
the same
think
thing.
they won't go to
Jada
hell,
Pinkett,
and
the
you know
Smiths.
I don't
that's the
believe in
thing.
hell.
do
But
that.
my
You
thing
know?
is, they're not doing
No.
it every day.
I don't believe
Jada
in hell.
Pinkett and the Smiths, they do
They're not
those
doing it
mushrooms
every
like
day.
for
They're not-
healing. They said they're
You don't
healing.
need to do it every day
But that's
in
the
order to
thing,
get
you don't-
benefit from it.
okay.
You don't need to
So
do any
my thing
therapy
is-
any day, not physical therapy. No, you don't need to do any therapy every
so when
day.
you're evolving, there's things that you do every day to get to where you want to be. So say you want to be a CEO. You're gonna one mindset. Let me get my mind here. Let me get my mind there.
We think
That's
that
what they tell-
evolution
that's
is
what they tell
inevitable.
poor-
We grow as people, but some people never grow. They
And some
stay in the
evolution,
same-
like even if
that
you look
sucks
at
for them.
science, there's the idea of mutation versus evolution. Mutations take place. It's an adaptation that an animal or a family of animals makes that then can become an evolution if they pass those traits on hereditarily. Now, what I'm saying is that there is always that spontaneous mutation. There can be acts, traumatic, non-traumatic, whatever, inspirational, things that change you definitively at your core one moment. one day, one conversation. So everything is not gradual. That's false.
Okay.
I'm just saying. And that's the thing, is that everyone wants everything to be so finite and so clean, and that's not fucking true.
I mean, it's life. It's life.
The truth is that
nothing is finite.
Nothing's black and white, right? Everything happens in the gray. So the thing is that instead of everyone acting like they know what the fuck is going on when they don't even understand themselves well.
Day by day. It's not like.
But if you're taking it day by day, why are you giving me advice?
I'm not giving you advice.
I'm just saying.
Different things work for different people.
That's why I don't preach, because I can't give nobody advice. I'm just going through my own shit.
I'm not giving
different things work for different people. That's it. Like, we're all different people, and everyone has their lifestyle, what works for them. Mm-hmm. But some things is just right, and some things is just wrong. And I just feel like
polyamory.
That's what I'm saying.
Polyamory is wrong.
Subjective.
Morality is subjective, but it's just like something. It's just like having an STD and having sex with somebody and not telling them. Like, we can all agree that's wrong, right?
Right.
So it's just some things that's just black, and there's some things that's white, and in those areas we need to just stay there.
I would like to believe that also, but then there's going to be a reason why this person feels like this is the right decision for me to withhold the information. You could take something.
There's never a right reason.
Listen to my example before we talk about that specific thing, because just because we all agree about it, we might not even be able to have a productive conversation where someone's offering real feedback for why that wouldn't be the case for them. But look at something as general for the people who are religious, for people who aren't. Look at murder. We look at murder as wrong. Killing people is wrong, right?
There's something that's justified.
Okay, but so,
hold on.
So let me
very subjective.
Let me land though. So what I'm saying is, I'm glad at least that you agree that it's subjective. But I think most people, 10 Commandments, the law, whatever it is, murder's wrong, right?
I couldn't kill nobody.
But when people go,
but if you push me there, there's no saying what, like, I'm just saying there's.
That's also self-defense though, which isn't even like
anything happen.
It's not like, because I also believe.
Because what if we accidentally run somebody over?
There's nuance to the idea of murder versus killing. If you kill somebody, it's called manslaughter. It's not called murder for a reason, because murder, to whatever extent, is premeditated. Right. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or conscious, exactly. So but for example, then we look at soldiers and we call them heroes.
Not me.
They're murderers. They premeditate this stuff and they go do it for whatever the purpose is. They get paid. They're mercenaries. They're all those things. Heroes. I'm not saying anything about anybody who's in the military or nothing like that. I'm just saying that there's subjectivity and there's context and there's whatever to everything.
Everything is subjective.
So that's why, me personally, I truly believe in the idea of live and let live. People should not be worried about what other people are doing, because largely it doesn't affect you.
Largely it doesn't.
But we have statistics for a reason.
Exactly, because sometimes you got to calm people down. You got to really be like, all right, you tripping. Like, you got to hold people accountable.
If it didn't matter, we would not have record of any of these numbers. Like, it matters for a reason.
Like, think about it. You have to really think about what's, okay. Like,
you don't think
people
media,
be tripping. Like, let's be for real. Like, people really do be tripping. It's like, we really got to bring people down to earth. But
I think we should all be honest about everything.
Stuff is subjective for real. Like, we get that.
Honesty.
Even the numbers she presented, she said it's subjective to a degree, right? Because we have what we have, but what about all the people who don't test? Anything, any media, information, narrative can be manipulated to share whatever someone wants to share, or is only sharing science, only shares what information we have currently as of today. The science can change as of tomorrow. So all this stuff is work in progress.
But we still gotta make sure that people are healthy and people take care of themselves, and we're spreading the knowledge.
You gotta make sure you take care of yourself.
Of course.
If you take care of yourself and everyone starts with them, the world becomes a better place.
You don't think sharing information is important?
So you don't think
someone said you have to be ready to receive information.
Okay, so do you have a friend that, hey David, like, I seen that, you ain't been taking care of yourself well, or you was a little stank the other day.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying, like, if we don't have people who are holding us.
I agree. People who loved ones should hold us accountable.
I'm just saying, like,
we should hold ourselves accountable first, though.
If
you always need to rely on someone,
sometimes we don't.
Okay,
but
that's the routine you should be building. Hold yourself accountable.
Okay, yes, I hold myself accountable. But my thing is, sometimes we have friends that are not holding themselves accountable, and we have to be like, hey, you did this the other day. I think maybe you should look at
And
it.
do you want to hear that?
We don't.
But that's what I'm saying.
Of course we don't.
Are you?
But my thing
And
is,
you're not even receptive to it.
That's what I'm saying. The person has to be receptive. I think the truth.
My thing is, I think that, regardless if we want to hear it or not, we need to have these conversations. Whether it's real or not to you, whether you receive it or not, I want to be able to tell you, hey, you need to do this.
Why do you want to be able to tell them that?
Because why not? Like, I feel like if I see,
But who
if I
are
see
you?
something, hey, I'm me.
This is
No, I'm
Virgo
saying, who are
versus
you to
Virgo.
tell them?
Coya, what's
I'm
your
me.
sign?
I'm me.
Aquarius.
I love Aquarius.
I'm Big
women.
Sarah. I'm Big Sarah, not the little one.
but
So,
I-
let me tell you, I'm gonna be like, hey, I see something in you that you may not see, so I want to bring it out of you. So, like, I would love people to do that for me. Like, there's so many people that have came to me and prophesized and said, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. And I might not have been doing the things that I was supposed to do, but I'm grateful for them sharing that with me because, hey, maybe it was years ago, but now I'm like, all right, I see myself here. I see what they were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's about, it all comes around full circle at the end of the day. So, I'm telling you, hey, David, hey, I don't think you should be doing this. I'm not trying to shun you. I'm not trying to make you feel little. I think, hey, you should be doing X, Y, and Z because you have that voice. You can change people's lives. Like, don't you want to make the world, like, don't you want to see everybody doing the best? Like, a lot of people love language is words of affirmation, right?
It's not my job. I'm not here for anybody but.
Yeah, you are.
Let me take
I don't
it from
believe
you.
that.
So I have a
Yes,
question.
you are.
Orange County is number 3 in the state of Florida when it comes to STIs, HIV,
you live
all
in
of
Orange
that.
County.
You live here.
I
You've
live here.
already said
Number
that you're not a
three.
monogamous individual when it comes to, your relations. So if you're rotating people in and out of Orlando that has a high, count when it comes to STIs and HIV, you don't feel much of a responsibility to
A responsibility to who?
to yourself.
To myself?
Yes.
Yeah, to me.
And no one else around
But
you?
you will still take that
Not
risk.
even the people you're having sex
No,
with?
the partners
But
as
he
well.
will still
Yeah.
take that risk if the vibe is right. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. Anyways, you know what?
I think everything
It's about to be
everything
10
involves
o'clock.
risk. It's just like, yeah.
It's about to be 10 o'clock, and we can go on and on and on and
We
on
could.
and on and on and on. I want to just end things on a positive note.
For sure.
So, David, I know ladies go first, but
No,
David,
let him go first.
we're gonna let David go first. We're gonna let him go first
I know why y'all
because
doing
he
this.
got a lot to say. Give us a dating tip with your non-monogamous
Be honest.
ass.
Be honest. I don't think.
I love be honest. Honesty is the policy.
Yeah, I think really, 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 each of us should challenge ourselves to be more honest with
Please be
ourselves,
honest.
which allows us to create the standard of being honest with others. But it always starts from being comfortable within yourself to say how you feel, what you're doing. And when you say something, just like we talk about consent, I might want to do something and that might change later. I could tell you something about me today and not feel that way tomorrow. You should keep people informed about how you're feeling, and you should understand that that person doesn't have to
I'm
accept
too
that.
honest. I'm
Yeah,
too
the person
honest.
doesn't have to accept that, but you also don't have to change because they don't accept it. Everyone should be honest with what they want in all
100%.
situations and from what they want out of life, and especially relationships.
100%.
I like that. I like that.
I love that. That was dope. I'm going to take a page out of Armando's
The lady
book.
of the hour.
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
2.
Yeah, wait 3 months to have sex, or just wait in general.
3 months is good.
But I like that you said 3 months because I truly feel like you never meet the person, you meet the representative that they want you to believe that they are, and then it takes about 3 months for that to
on.
wear off, and then you meet the actual
Come
person. So
on.
you on to something with that.
Keep
so I
that
would
kitty
say,
on
yeah,
lock for a
just
little
chill.
bit.
So the 90-day policy is real.
Yeah, do
Oh,
it.
you guys to get to know these people. Get to know these people. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Oh my God! I can't believe this is this final episode,
Yeah,
the finale.
This is crazy. This was
is
dope,
crazy.
though. This was wow. My mind is blown right
Shout
now.
out to the greatest podcast.
Yes.
Period.
Tequila babies, what's up?
I love that.
We did that tonight, but this was a great season. Oh man,
Oh
I'm
my
about to
God!
cry.
Thank you so much, Coya, for coming.
welcome.
Like Coya,
the Coya. The Coya.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
and
David, I know
thank you
this
for
was impromptu.
letting us team
this
up
was
on
very
you
much
like that.
impromptu.
Yeah.
And thank you so
cool.
much for being a great
This is
soldier.
my best friend, y'all, in the whole wide world.
It's
Not
good.
the whole wide world. This girl just met him in January.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna definitely say that.
No, but
Because
I just like.
I be feeling some type of way because for one, I'm a Virgo and she keeps trying to befriend these Virgo men and I don't understand what the purpose is.
This is
I'm
my
the real
real
Virgo
friend.
man in your life. Like I don't get
This
it.
is my real friend. He is a real friend for real.
Aw.
I think I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't know.
Oh gosh.
He's a little sketchy, but
I ain't gonna lie,
That's my
they
dog.
a little sketchy.
The shade.
But
they is
shade.
crazy.
they is a little sketchy.
This is my
Um,
friend. Okay, that's it. That's all.
Anyways,
Girl,
it has been a great season.
play with somebody else.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Tequila Babies. Every other Friday, we have been live and you guys been tuned in. We are so grateful for the support, the love that you guys
Yes,
been
thank
pouring
you,
into
thank you,
us.
thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We will catch y'all in a little bit.
We don't know. We'll be back.
We sure will be back.
We
Stay
will be back, but we
tuned.
need a break. I got to detox because I can't keep being drunk.
Tequila babies, y'all keep drinking tequila.
Yes, we will take a shots with y'all like next week. On live. Coya, let the people know where they can find you. Once again, your IG, your Facebook. Let them know where your resources are because y'all motherfuckers need to get tested. Y'all dirty motherfuckers.
Yes,
Let me stop.
you do.
I'm sorry. Y'all not dirty.
So
Y'all real clean. Y'all take
Instagram
showers.
and Facebook is Coya, Koiy, 4 A's for both of them. And then also if you need to get tested, there's a link in my bio. Multiple different avenues to a lot of places in Central Florida.
Use the resources, guys. Get tested.
We are making sure that y'all, there's no reason for y'all to catch anything. But if y'all do, hey, an antibiotic can fix. 3 days.
Don't do that.
Not always.
David, oh, he did do it. David,
He said, be honest, be
Okay,
honest.
cool.
Shout out to
Great.
David, the non-monogamist. He was supposed to be on episode
non-monogamist.
the non-monogamist on episode 6. He was sick. He lost his voice, but I'm so happy you
That did
found it
happen.
today. But shout out to Phil, the podcast doctor,
The one and only.
for having us here.
Not everybody want to come to him. Like y'all,
I mean,
y'all be biting.
they been coming to him, but
Y'all be
we-
biting. Y'all be biting.
Y'all be biting, but y'all been coming to him and continue to keep coming to him because
The quality is A1. That's why y'all all came here. Y'all like, damn, them bitches look good.
and do. But it's been a pleasure, y'all. We'll see y'all season 2.
Yes.
Mwah, mwah.
Love y'all.